Welcome back, everybody. We are here at Supreme Court, Gunnersville, Alabama. Drew DeArmond, ESPN 97.7 The Zone Radio, pinch hitting for Parrish. We're here. Summer basketball has become such an important part of the state of Alabama, especially in the month of June. And we're honored to always talk high school hoops with you here today. And we're talking with another one of the best coaches in the state of Alabama. Got a great program, a great, really, a culture school to me that's very strong in all athletics. But we're talking to Jason Parrish, head basketball coach of the Oneonta Redskins, and he's with us right now to talk some basketball. Coach, how you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate the kind words. I think you might be lying to the public, but I don't know about the best in the state, but I appreciate that.
Wow. Well, but Oneonta is a really great athletic school. And for our viewers and maybe learning about Oneonta Redskin basketball, it's a school that, I mean, to me, I've been around high school athletics a long time. My cousin Janet Latham was an administrator at Athens High School and was really tight with Don Jacobs, who did a great job. Won a state championship at Oneonta in football. But talk about Oneonta Redskin basketball for those that are learning about your program. And again, this is a school that's used to success, and just talk about your squad.
Sure. We lost 7 seniors, and that was a good
Wow.
that was a good group. Last year we were able to win their area, and it was good. Left a little short in the sub-regional against Hamilton, but I was really proud of those guys that really competed and did a good job. Just every day, just coming to work. And I think this past year was my first year. And so this is my second year, but I think that for what we were trying to do, I think they laid a great foundation for what our vision for the program moving forward. We'd like to play fast. Sometimes the numbers don't make that happen, but so we've changed some things up. We've got 2 returning varsity players, really. So we're pretty young this year, very young, but I think we've got a chance to be pretty talented. We've got a really good sophomore wing in Mason Hartman, who got a chance to be a special player. Our guard plays really well. We have we can make shots, and our bigs have gotten a lot better over the past spring and summer with us working. So. Well,
and Coach, for those that may not know about your journey here, talk about what brought you to Oneonta, and again, I mean, and we'll talk about in a second from year 1 to year 2 and the progress.
Sure.
But talk about the decision to come to Oneonta and what drew you to the school.
Sure. So a little bit about myself.
Right.
Graduated from Homewood High School a long time ago, and then I went to UAH as a student assistant under Lindy Acuff.
Oh, I'm good friends with Coach. He's one of the greats.
Well, I was going to say, tell Sugar Steve I said JP said
yes, absolutely.
So me and David Ivey were actually the ones that gave him that Sugar Steve nickname.
Oh,
so,
really?
back
Awesome.
in the day. So, but from UAH, I coached at high school at Spain Park. I actually had the privilege to coach Josh Majette in high school, and then had the opportunity to come back to UAH as a coach. Coach Acuff asked me to come back. Coached there for 2 years. Then I coached at Birmingham Southern for 7 after that. Small college basketball coaches don't get paid a lot. And so and then it's fine when you're single, but you get married and you have 1, 2, and 3 children, and you're gone weekends at a time. That was something that I wasn't willing to do. And so I decided to get into the high school world, and so I reached out to Drew Powell, who was at Thompson High School. He was just hired at Thompson, and he actually needed a middle school coach. So
right.
I went to coach the middle school for a year, and then I coached at Thompson High School for 2.
Coach Powell, good people.
He is good people, really good people, and Oneonta came open, and I've known about Oneonta forever. Just the culture of the program, and athletics, the community, absolutely. I saw somewhere that we're actually the smallest school ranked the highest in terms of the state. That makes sense. So it's not just athletics,
right.
but we're the highest ranked 4A school and lower. So as a city school system, which I think is massive. So it's not just about education, but it's about us building a winning program both in the classroom, court, field, all the above.
Well, and again, there's no better person in coaching than Lenny Acuff. What all did you learn from him as far as, because he had such sustained success at UAH, and of course I'm from Huntsville, so I graduated Huntsville High in 1994 before he got there, so I know what he did and what's so amazing that he built. and I'm so happy for him to get the opportunity at Lipscomb. I just hope he can continue to build that. To talk about, he's influenced so many people in the basketball community, especially in North Alabama. Talk about learning from Coach.
Oh, sure. I mean, Coach Acuff is just, for me, it's my dad and him are probably the most two influential people that I've in my life. We still talk. He's busy, I'm busy, so we don't talk as much as we used to. But, you know, the things that I've learned under Coach Acuff, not just what it means to be a good person, a good coach, because I learned, you know, I got a master's class. And I feel like in basketball. No, I don't know if I can, you know, regurgitate it, but I feel like I got a master's class in basketball. But he also showed me that, I mean, that's important, but it's nothing compared to being the kind of person that, you know, he was and he is, and it's important to be that way. And, you know, put others before yourself, servant leadership type stuff. It's really good.
So, and how does that influence you in this program? How you're trying to build on a Redskin basketball?
There's a lot of correlations, things he's done, things he's taught. You know that we play similar this year. A lot of the same offensive systems and schemes that we had at UAH, both as when I was a student assistant and as an assistant. But we. It's influenced me a ton. So, you know, there's so many sayings that Coach Acuff has. So I mean, you know, but you know, you got to continue to figure out what you need to do, and what you need to do not only for your basketball program but for each individual guy, and find them where they are.
And when you get this program rolling, and of course, as you said, the style of play this year will be similarly some of the concepts and what you're doing. That's a fun style of basketball to play. It
is, and luckily we've got we don't have Josh Majette or Jamie Smith or those guys, but we've got guys that at the 4A level can execute some of the stuff that they did. They're pretty cerebral, and which makes it fun. I mean, it makes it a lot of fun, and so I think it's going to be fun this year. I think it's going to be a fun year.
Well, as you said, only 2 seniors, so you got a young group. What kind of progress are you hoping for? I mean, I know you just got cranked up because, as we said, we talked to several coaches today, but the prevailing thing is basketball is evolved in Alabama. You have your tryouts now in late May. I mean, you basically just hit the ground in a sprint.
Absolutely.
For the whole month of June, to set the tone for your squad and to build your team going into before October and November. But what is the biggest thing you have to get accomplished with this group in June?
Well, I think for us it's going to be like we lost a close one to Jasper. Well, we were up and didn't Jasper beat us, but towards the end. But you know, we turned the ball over a lot and things because we're such a young team. This is the stuff that we need to be experiencing now. So when it's time to, you know, when it actually counts, like, you know. A good friend of mine, Marty Smith, says, you know, he's coached for 25 years and you know, or 23 years, whatever it is, and he's 0-0 in the summer because he doesn't keep track because it's not about wins and losses right now. They don't award state championships here in the summer. You got to. Our goal is to build and continue to build on what we've put in through the spring and through workouts and then into the summer and hopefully continue to work a little bit in July. Give them a couple weeks off in August, 2 weeks off when school starts, and we're going to get back to work. So.
Well, and we mentioned in the beginning of the conversation with Oneonta being so good and strong in athletics, and it's at a special school. Have you got a lot of multi-sport guys? How is it?
Oh yes, absolutely. And at where we are, Coach Phillips has been great. Coach Moore has been great. They've been fantastic to work with. I consider them friends of mine. But it's part of it at this level. It's part of it. It's one of those things where, you know, you'll have a guy missing for a football camp.
Right.
Fluff Bothwell's on our team this year, and next week we're going to be at Wallace State for another play date, and he's got Alabama football camp. In the grand scheme of things, for Fluff, that's pretty important. That's really important. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a heck of a football player,
right?
And he's pretty good. He's a pretty good basketball player too. So.
Yeah, well,
but that's not just the only one. I mean, we got baseball guys. Right. So I mean, but you try to manage their time as best you can while still being able to do what you need to do for the program as a whole.
Well, and for your squad, I mean, as we've already talked about how important the month of June is to get everything to start establishing roles, get guys better fundamentally. What are your expectations though for this young group going into your second season? And we talked about that earlier, going in from year 1 to year 2, because I've seen this happen where sometimes you inherit a group that's senior laden,
Yeah.
that's experienced, but then all of a sudden now there's a new group coming in, a younger group, but you at least establish the culture. So what are the expectations?
Well, I think we're going to continue to get better as the season goes on. We've got a pretty tough schedule, but I did that on purpose. We're opening up at Springville, and then Coleman's coming to our house on a Friday night. So I'm pretty good friends with Stu, so I hope he takes it easy on us. But so it's one of those things where we just want to continue to improve, and this is a Coach Acuff saying, but players are made between March and October. Teams are made between October and March, and so what we've got to do is do the best we can with the guys we got and skill them up and get them better. And then what we'll do is then hopefully by the time they get to October when we start practice, we're able to actually take it to the next level and grow our team as opposed to just individual players.
Well, we're looking forward to year 2 of Oneonta Redskin basketball. There's no question about it. And anybody that's been around Coach Acuff as much as you have, learn the game and they play the right way. I mean, his teams always do, and that's what I love about basketball. And looking forward to seeing your team. And I'm glad you were able to come by Supreme Courts today and play against some great competition. But we look forward to your team continuing to develop and evolve. And it's been great to have you today to talk a little Oneonta Redskin basketball. First of all, hope your team stays healthy. Good luck the rest of June, and we look forward, of course, to seeing you guys in November.
Thank you very much. And if you ever need anything from me, just let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.